travel ban and remanufactured test kits here at home, we bring you the very latest with the coronavirus and what's being done to prepare for it. Plus, your public sector and the military are currently negotiating the programmatic agreement. Nestor Lecanto has more on that story. And also, the contract with the construction company tasked with maintaining the island's 2 public pools has been terminated. Good evening, friends. Hafaday, and thanks so much for streaming us or watching on KUAM TV. I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, the Centers for Disease Control today put out a rather dire warning that an outbreak of coronavirus is coming to the mainland. It could be severe, and our fellow Americans need to prepare now. Sabrina Salas-Matanani reports.
The CDC sounding the alarm, warning Americans that the coronavirus is coming.
We are asking the American public to work with us to prepare in the expectation that this could be bad.
The CDC's Nancy Messonnier said she told her own children to prepare for a significant disruption and that parents should ask their schools about plans for dismissal if the illness becomes serious. Here at home, the Guam Department of Education announced that effective immediately, it is prohibiting any school-sponsored student or employee travel to any country with confirmed cases of COVID-19 outside of the U.S. The prohibition, according to GDOE, includes but is not limited to student or employee travel to China, the Republic of Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, Taiwan, Vietnam, Malaysia, Macau, Australia, and the Philippines. GDOE will not allow students from countries with confirmed cases of the virus from visiting any of their campuses. This will be in effect now until the end of the school year. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez saying we are implementing these measures to safeguard student and employee health and safety and in order to ensure we avoid any actions which may put our students or staff at risk. The announcement from GDOE follows the CDC issuing the following travel guidance related to the virus. U.S. citizens are advised to avoid non-essential travel to South Korea and China. Those planning to go to Japan are advised to practice enhanced precautions, while travelers to Hong Kong are advised to practice usual precautions. Although the CDC warns America to get ready, President Trump, who is on a state visit to India, downplayed the crisis.
The people are getting better. They're all getting better. I think that whole situation will start working out.
Just today, San Francisco declared a state of emergency. It's the first major American city to do so. While they don't have any confirmed cases yet, the CDC warned it's no longer a question of if, but when the virus starts spreading in this country. As for our island,
to date, Guam remains coronavirus-free.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas-Matanani.
Now, speaking of the CDC, the Guam Department of Public Health announced that that agency will remanufacture coronavirus test kits after issues surface about their effectiveness and reliability. There's no specific time frame, though, when Guam will receive a new kit, all while the airport is also waiting on a thermal scanner to help detect infection of arriving passengers. For the time being, Airport Executive Manager Tom Adam met today with airline executives about the recent spike in cases in South Korea.
As a result of that meeting, we did find out that one of the Korean airlines has made the decision to suspend travel from the area in Korea that seems to be the hotbed right now. They made that decision on their own to not take passengers from there.
There being the country's 4th largest city, Daegu.
It's not a perfect setup because there's nothing to stop a person from traveling from that area and catching a train or another flight up to another airport in Incheon and be able to fly into Guam.
Ada says while the airlines do screen passengers before boarding, it's primarily just to check if they've been to China in the past 14 days. The U.S. government has not banned inbound travel from South Korea.
We don't have the authority to just unilaterally decide that we will not be accepting flights that originate at certain points other than from China. I think we're doing as best as we can to screen them. And what's important is that when persons of interest have been identified on the flight is that we get all the information we need as to where they will be staying at, and the Department of Public Health is supposed to be making periodic checks on these passengers.
And ultimately, Ada says, it will be up to the individual. There's only so much the government can do.
I think we too have the responsibility to take measures to protect ourselves. Wash your hands, when you, and basically public health says wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
There have so far been over 100 flight cancellations, about double that amount a few days ago. ATA says the airport will be tightening its belt due to the loss in revenue. The local Korean Airlines office advised that their flight attendant that had reportedly been infected does not fly on the Guam route. Well, the growing threat of coronavirus has the business community on island very worried. Fears that the outbreak could cripple the local economy sent stocks tumbling for the second straight day in the mainland. The Guam Chamber of Commerce President Kathy Castro was hopeful of some positive news from the governor's State of the Island address as they seek ways to soften the blow of the anticipated slump in island tourism.
The global travel slowdown is already impacting local businesses, says Chamber President Castro, as they're hearing every day from worried companies wondering if the government will be there to help.
You have to make hard decisions, right? And so as a business community, we look to our government and we're asking them, can we work together on this? Can we come to a compromise on something that we can continue to pay our taxes, continue to employ our people, and get through this together?
The governor and the legislature have already rebuffed the chamber's call for a 6-month delay of the 50-cent minimum wage increase, which goes into effect next week. They're also seeking relief from increased fees and taxes, especially the business privilege tax.
We have had an increase in the BPT, a 25% increase. It's not a 1% increase. It went from 4% to 5%. That's 25%. That has made a huge impact in all businesses.
Companies will do what they have to survive, but as much as possible, Castro says, they want to keep their employees.
Saving jobs is saving our families.
Castro says the chamber will continue to push for dialogue with government leaders so they can work together to overcome the anticipated downturn.
Well, the family of murder victim Juan Uggan, in other news, says they hope the formation of a new multi-agency crime-fighting task force will lead to a break in the unsolved murder case. Nadine Valino, Juan Uggan's sister, tells KUAM, quote, with the new police task force they've assembled, we're hoping and praying that they're adding these resources to the Criminal Investigation Division to help solve my brother's murder. The murder is still out there, she writes, and we don't feel safe. Guam is not safe. We want justice, she says, for my brother Juan. GPD did form the task force weeks ago as an immediate solution to the shortage of cops and to aid in conducting follow-up investigations. Uggan's family has expressed frustration at the lack of communication from GPD about the case. They say a police detective told them there are still no leads. Uggan was shot in front of his Manila home in the early mornings of December 11th. If you have any information on the murder, please call GPD Dispatch at 472-8911 or go to quamcrimestoppers.guam.web. Elsewhere tonight, alternate public defender Anne-Marie Gale subpoenaed the general manager of Totu Mobile Gas Station to appear in Superior Court this afternoon for the case of Katner Harry. Yet the GM was not present. According to Gale, the police reports they've received as discovery have indicated there may be further evidence to gather from the gas station staffer. Harry was indicted on aggravated murder and criminal sexual conduct as felonies and aggravated assault and the strangulation for the homicide of 37-year-old Luciana Pali. In addition to the police report, the defense has received a disc from the government, including over 320 pages of discovery, but they still need the grand jury disc. Gale said they'll follow up on the subpoena and may be filing motions early on, but need to discuss with attorney Pete Santos, who's assigned to the case. Judge Anita Sokola scheduled a return for mid-March. In other news, the husband and wife facing rape charges for sexually abusing a minor they know appeared for their arraignment hearing in Judge Jonathan Kwan's courtroom. Natasha Peters' attorney, public defender Stephen Attori, motioned for withdrawal, stating that their office represents the victim in the case and filed a protective order nearly a year prior. His Honor assigned Assistant Alternate Public Defender Richard Dirks to the case and scheduled a continued answering for the first week of March. As for the husband, Dwayne Peters, he made his first court appearance following an indictment coming down on him nearly a week after his arrest.
He was actually released. Is your name Dwayne Richard Peters?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you ever serve in the military, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, record is going to show that you're present with your attorney. Attorney John Terlahi, who is right now stepping in for Attorney Sam Tecker. Attorney Terlahi, how does your client plead today, sir?
Your Honor, we'll waive reading the indictment, plead not guilty, request all discovery, including loss of mana. Request a jury of 12, the grand jury CD, and waive speedy trial and right.
Let the record
Defense counsel requested to modify Peter's bail down from $50,000, stating the co-defendant's bail is only $10,000 and his client was released from jail and did not flee. And when there was a warrant out for his arrest, he did comply. Judge KUAM says the matter has now been assigned with Judge Arthur Barcinas and to take the argument there. Peter's next court hearing was scheduled for mid-March as well. Well, let's go back to Judge Anita Socola's courtroom, but for a new case, as Jarek Arandanas faces drug possession charges as a felony and having a vehicle without identification as a misdemeanor. It was stated in court that his other case remains open in the judge's courtroom. Arandanas and various others were arrested following a drug raid in Dededo back in July of last year. The entire group of defendants entered plea agreements, but according to the court, they all need to be sentenced, and it's been delayed because of Arandanas violating his pretrial release from this new arrest. The judge scheduled a return for both cases for the 6th of March. Well, one woman is still in the CNMI, but her case continues to be heard and argued locally. Vicky Lynn Terrigayo's attorney, Zach Morrison, told the court they have a hard copy of the plea agreement and plan to file it under seal in the coming weeks. Terrigayo has been identified in the initial complaint in the federal case against Joint Mayor Jesse Blas, who has entered a plea agreement. At her previous hearing, the government told the court Terrigayo's plea agreement allows for the local charges conditions to run concurrently with her federal case. His attorney requested for a further proceedings hearing in 3 weeks, and the court set the return for the end of March. And also, a woman allegedly enduring 2 days of beatings and chokings led to the arrest of 42-year-old Vince Uggan. He's facing 2 charges each of family violence and strangulation. As court documents stated on February the 20th, Uggan's argument with a woman quickly escalated into physical violence. When the woman tried to leave the house in Pneumatic, Uggan grabbed her by her mouth and squeezed it, telling her to shut up and to not alert the neighbors. Uggan also pushed the woman until she fell backwards and hit her head and elbows. He then allegedly choked her until she could not breathe. Uggan prevented the woman from leaving once again, and the following morning the victim said he dragged her, tried to kick her in the ribs and choke her again, and that also a child witnessed the event. When interviewed by police, Uggan said he's never had a physical altercation with the woman and claims she received the injuries from another person. It's time for a break. Please stay tuned. We are back after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
In 2019, we raised the bar by launching the first ever lifetime powertrain warranty on new Hyundais. And now we're excited to share that starting February 1st, all new 2020 Jeeps, Ram trucks, and Dodge Performance cars will come with a lifetime powertrain warranty. That includes all your favorites like the Jeep Gladiator and award-winning Ram 1500.
So come on over to Cars Plus and experience what makes us different, like our homegrown culture, state-of-the-art facility, world-class products, and unparalleled value.
Based on the blockbuster that has critics craving. It's the all-new Buffalo Chicken Nacho Fries, topped with shredded chicken and drizzled with tangy buffalo sauce. Bring home this mouth-watering sequel with Taco Bell delivery.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We tweeted last night that Governor Lou Leon-Guerrero and Parks and Rec terminated the contract with Canton Construction Corporation. The private contractor paid to maintain pool operations at both the Agana and Dededo pools. That decision comes after a series of unscheduled pool closures at both locations, which continues to frustrate the local swimming community. Monday, Committee Chair Senator Kelly Marsh-Taitano sent Parks and Rec Director Richard Ibanez, urging him to terminate the contract for the pool's maintenance.
We work closely with them, they work closely with the administration, we work closely with the administration to take that final action and look at the non-performance and all the closures of that pool so that we can get it to a point where it's really going to serve the community.
With the continuation of the February 7th oversight hearing Friday, the senator said one of the things to be discussed is a recent assessment report of the Dededo pool and the imminent hazards that need to be addressed before it can reopen.
I still think it's important to be able to get some answers from the contractor as to why they were never able to keep that pool open continuously. And I think an important focus is how we're going to move forward.
That hearing begins at 5:15. In other news, GovGuam and the military are currently negotiating the programmatic agreement with which to guide military training in the region. The chief executive wants further reassurance that historic resources are preserved and has asked the Advisory Council on Historic Preservation to get a seat at the table. Nestor Lecanto has our next report.
The governor made the request in a recent letter to Joint Region Marianas Commander, Rear Admiral John Minoni.
I don't have any details that I can give you other than we're working through it in a collaborative, open, transparent fashion. We welcome that, and we're going to get to a good programmatic agreement.
In her letter, the governor wrote that in the interest of clarity and consistency, the draft agreement should include specific language on providing notice, requirements for cultural sensitivity training, and procedures to resolve objections. The Admiral pledges full transparency.
We have to be open in our communications across those fence lines between the government, between the federal institutions, between DOD, between the local communities, and then we have to build trust. And trust is not something that can happen overnight. It requires constant work in any relationship. We want to be good stewards of the environment. We don't want to do anything inside our fence lines that's going to have a negative impact on the community outside our fence lines. So we're always about working with environmentalists, about local leaders, working with the community to make sure we do things the right way.
But Admiral Minoni says if there's one message he wanted to get across, it would be this.
I think what gets lost sometimes in the noise of these fiscal, political, environmental, social debates is the good that we see that comes of having a DOD presence on Guam.
More on that in tomorrow's report. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thanks so much, Nestor. In other island news headlines tonight, final touches are being put on a settlement agreement between the Guam Rugby Club and Hal's Angels. They butted heads, of course, over access issues with the properties they're leasing from the CLTC. But last week, the two groups reached an agreement that they're currently reviewing. Chairperson Pika Farron of the CLTC said the final agreement will memorialize all of the details of the agreement in order to avoid issues that have plagued the two parties in the past, quoting her there. She adds the commission will review the final documentation to ensure they comply with the terms discussed and agreed to by both parties in the CLTC's meeting on February the 20th. Maps with the new access and property boundaries are also being looked at by reps from both organizations. Well, different agency now, as Gura head Ray Tapasnia says he wants to sell off the authorities' assets to help alleviate the island's affordable housing shortage. But is the Guma Tranquilidad prime property in Tumon off the table? Chris Barnett has more.
It's actually something I thought about 9 years ago, but I wasn't given the opportunity to move forward.
Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority Executive Director Ray Tapasnia on his plans to sell off Gura's assets and use the money raised to help address an affordable housing shortage on Guam. Wanting to sell off the authority's properties got Tapasnia into hot water his first month on the job when he told KUAM News he wanted to lease or sell the Tumon Guma Tranquilidad property that houses Manumkut residents. But Tapasnia says that Guma Tranquilidad is not on the table for now.
For now, there's a lot of controversy. I need to talk more to our governor and to our elected officials and see what their take is.
So that's not no.
No, that's not part of the plans right now.
Tapasnia saying Gura's properties are too expensive to maintain.
We have facilities that are 40 to 50 years old, and it's very costly to maintain. HUD doesn't give us enough money to maintain it. We have single-family dwellings, duplexes primarily, and it's very costly to maintain. We have yard work to do. We have old plumbing, galvanized pipes, so Again, we're just looking at repositioning. That's what HUD has been telling us to do, and I'm asking the board to consider it. And we'll be developing or formalizing a plan that we'll present to the administration very shortly.
Tapasnia said he's looking at Southern Gura units going on the market first, but he said he wants Gura tenants staying in properties that could be sold to have the first shot at buying them.
If we were to liquidate those assets, that's 750 families that would be eligible to purchase these homes. So yeah, we could make a huge dent if we got the board to approve it in HUD. Is it allowable under HUD's guidelines? Absolutely. We wouldn't even be talking about it if it wasn't feasible.
Tapasnia said he plans to shop his plans to HUD in the next couple months. He adds that if the idea goes through, Gura will start building more projects-style high-rise developments for low-income tenants of the agency.
Traditionally, that's how public housing developments are built in the States, in Hawaii. On Guam, it's a little different.
Tapasnia said he's bringing his plans to HUD in the next couple months, and after that, he'll bring the issue before his board again. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Well, the Rules Committee adopted the agenda for next Tuesday's session at the legislature, and among the measures placed in the second reading file, a bill to prevent price gouging during an emergency or epidemic. Another bill amends law that lowers the maximum weight of the loads that can be carried on local roadways. Wholesale company says it has raised transport costs, which are ultimately passed on to the consumer. They say local roadways can easily carry much heavier loads. Finally, one measure creates a temporary vacancy should a mayor be unable to fulfill their duties was pulled back. This comes after Senator Pito Terlahi was advised the AG's opinion found such a law to be inorganic. Well, that was the scene yesterday at the Guam Museum for the official Chamorro Month proclamation signing. While March has traditionally been celebrated as Mes Chamorro, the Leonguero administration is extending this year's celebration and proclaiming 2020 as Año Chamorro, or Chamorro Year. Now, cultural practitioners, many of whom will represent Guam in FESPAC in Hawaii, were on hand for the proclamation signing, as well as the legislative oversight of Chamorro Heritage Center Kelly Marsh Taitano. Chamorro Affairs head Anne-Marie Arceo implored attendees to practice the indigenous Chamorro culture, language, and pride this year. Chamorro Year activities kick off this weekend down in Umatic for the Guam History and Chamorro Heritage Day Festival, otherwise known as Discovery Day, which will feature a reenactment of Magellan's landing on Guam and a sling stone competition. We're going to be there. We're going to stream that. It's always a good time. All right, stay tuned. Sports is coming.
Agent Alpha. What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it. Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired. Agent Alpha. Yes!
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
My family is on whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume.
Since we installed the Docomo whole home Wi-Fi, what did you guys notice about it?
When you pull up the driveway, it automatically connects, and I don't have to get out of my car right away and come upstairs to go on my phone. My favorite thing is that it doesn't buffer when I'm watching YouTube.
My favorite thing is that when Addie calls now, there's no lag. Like before, it used to be where I couldn't see her sometimes and I have to hang up and then call her back, and now I don't have to do that.
You know what's a good thing too is that when you come over to visit, I could give you your own password. I can assign a time limit so that I can say that you can only be on it for 1 hour. So that means you won't get in trouble from your mom.
And then you can go home.
The thing that I love the most is that I can freeze the internet for periods of time so that we can enjoy dinner time like this. Why are you rolling your eyes? So I'll turn it back on after dinner.
Whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume. Docomo Pacific, better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. In studio, Douglas Paris, president of the Guam Rugby Club, Mike Mattel, vice president, and some good news coming out of the Weddingale Field. You guys are right there at the finish line.
Yeah, we're just pending some minor details and paperwork to get pushed through for that final signature from CLTC. After that, we're just going to get the key to open up the gate, and we're going to begin preparing the field and facilities to get the youth back on there.
Yeah, and when you talk about logistics with the field, it's a lot of work, pulling the weeds out and relaying soil seedlings.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, there's maybe 3 feet of grass that's grown, weeds growing all around the facilities. During the closure of the field, there's actually some burglary and vandalism, so we need to get in there, assess what needs to be fixed, repaired, make sure #1 priority is that the field is safe for the kids. We got to tear up the current grass, lay the proper grass, condition it, and make sure that it's a safe surface for kids to be playing on.
What was the response like once the community found out, the rugby community, and how they felt about having the home back?
Man, as you can imagine, everyone was really excited to get the field back. Like I said, we're going to be preparing the field. So once it's finally reseeded and the grass is safe to play, man, you can just imagine all the people that's going to come out and play again on the field. It's going to be a good time.
And let's talk about some of the competitions that are lined up for when the field's ready to be played on.
So right now, the union and with its partners are going to be throwing a few events throughout the year. One of them is going to be a Philippines match versus Guam. Hopefully when the field is ready, and if it's safe enough to play, we're going to go ahead and host it there. Along with that, there's going to be a Rugby 7 circuit, and then something that the club is going to throw is a alumni series tournament, which is just a basic 15s-a-side style match against the old high schools. So you're going to have people like Father Duenas versus the GW Geckos, but they're all adults. Everyone's going to be an alumni from the school, and we're just going to play each other just like the old times.
And the Weddingale Field is the only actual rugby field as far as lines and the way it's built.
Yes, so based on IRB regulations, which is the rugby board for the entire world, they set the dimensions of how the field is supposed to be set, and Weddingale Rugby Field is one of those fields that is internationally regulated. So with that being said, an easy comparison, right, is that of a basketball court, right? Certain three-point lines are closer than others. So when you get a regulated one, normally it's a few feet further. So just having that actual experience on that kind of field would help the players develop their skills and play internationally. Yeah.
And a lot of the young players talked about having events and tournaments because they're able to learn from national team players and the older players to help them with their rugby careers.
Yeah, so Guam Rugby Club, we advertise an open touch rugby every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for anyone in the community to come out and learn. A lot of our players are national rugby, collegiate rugby players, and a few are actually semi-pro and have represented the U.S. on a national level. So having the field open really just opens up all those opportunities to all the youth that are coming out of high school and also still in high school.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. That's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Hawaii double Filet-O-Fish sandwich for double the flavor, just in time for Lent. For limited time, served after 10:30 a.m.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Mabuhay! Ako po si Senator Regine Bisco-Lee. Generations of Filipinos have come to Guam and helped build our island community, and we have so much more to contribute. Kung may itinanim, may aanihin. Ngayong taon, may pagkakataon tayong ipahayag muli ang pinagkakaiba-iba ng ating isla. Kaya tayo po'y magkaisa para sa 2020 Census ng Guam. Ito ay makakatulong sa paglikha ng mga trabaho at sa maraming tao na nangangailangan. Let's help shape our future for a better Guam. Maraming salamat po.
All right, it's time now for your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-out. You know what they say, guys. Wednesday is the midpoint of the week, but is the best day of the year if it is your birthday. So, on February 26th, happy birthday to Kayani Joy Rose Cabrera, who celebrates birthday number 1. And your family says to our Mungi Princess. This is coming with all of the love in the world from Glama, Gigi, Auntie Jen, and the Cabrera family. Thank you, Cabrera family. That's a great shout-out. Joey Cabrera also has a birthday today. So, man, a great day to be Familia Cabrera. Thank you. Genesis Laurel Leon Guerrero also celebrates a birthday today. It is Genesis Laurel's 7th birthday. So, for my baby girl, lucky number 7, from Mommy and Uncle Pete, a belated birthday wish to my son, Zechariah Ezekiel, who also turned 17 on February 10th, and they say, we love you both. Hey, it's a nice way to get a belated birthday shout out in there. Also, happy birthday number 58 to Ricardo Calvo. Happy birthday, Papa, from your familia. They say, in all caps, we love you. Also, happy birthday from the loving family of Eric Dai Hermoso. Thank you very much. And happy birthday to a good friend of mine, John Duckowitz, really good volleyball player back in the day. John, happy birthday from all of us at KUAM as well. Joaquin Salas Regis, to my father. Have a wonderful day, Dad, from your son, Joaquin A. San Nicolas Regis. Happy birthday to you, sir. And Martha Crisostomo has a birthday coming all the way from the entire community of Malolo. Your sons, daughter-in-laws, and grandchildren, and your southern village community are wishing you the very best. Happy birthday, each and every one of you. Hope you had a fantastic Wednesday and a fantastic birthday. All right, sit tight, everybody. We are going to interview beauty queen Phoebe DeKnight-Palasak on Extra coming up next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how we can help your business save money.
Hey everybody, welcome to KUAM News Extra. If you're streaming us or watching us, thank you so much for doing so, because we got a great show starting out with the legend of Phoebe DeKnight-Palasak continuing to grow. There's that lovely voice. And, you know, I mean that with all respect, but you have done amazing stuff for our island, and you and Linda Salas are here. You are coming off an amazing achievement for our island. And, of course, you did it all for Guam. You're a very humble person. I know your family.
Thank you.
And I've known you for, what, 4 or 5 years since you won?
Yeah, since Miss World.
Since Miss World?
Yeah.
Has it really been 4 years since you've been in the KUAM studio?
Yeah, I was 17.
Okay, well, get us caught up to speed. In the time between that pageant and the pageant we're going to talk about today, what have you been up to?
I've just been doing school. I've been working as hard as I can. I've just been trying to pursue my modeling passion as well and build up my portfolio, but I'm really thankful for all the opportunities, especially this opportunity, being able to represent Guam at Supermodel International.
I was going to say, as evidenced by your sash, let's not bury the leader. Supermodel of Asia Pacific 2019. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Linda, let's talk about that. What was the experience like? Because you have very quickly established in very short order someone who, you know, with males and females, the essence of beauty in its many forms on Guam. So what was so distinct about this pageant that Phoebe was representing us in?
Well, it's very different from other pageants. With this, it's Supermodel, so the ladies have to have some experience in modeling. very different from the other pageants like the Earth Universe. Women have to have a portfolio. They have to learn their catwalk. They have to have some print work in their experience to be in this level.
That's a tall order.
It is. Phoebe has that, and
of course.
That's what I look for. I look for women who, they can be title holders in a pageant, but they have to have some modeling experience in the back. That's what helps them represent Guam. And you know, Phoebe's the first to get a title for Guam, which, you know, thanks to her, because
she brought home the hardware.
Yes, she did. She did.
She did it for 671.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Okay, so tell me about that. Okay, first of all, like, talk about bearing the lead. Okay, can you let everybody know what your Instagram handle is? Because Phoebe's Instagram story is awesome, you guys. It is one of the best Instagram. I mean, it's very, very creative. You and Tony's off there. Oh, what's up, Tony? you guys chronicle your life and you show all the amazing stuff that you do. But again, you're doing this to promote Guam, our heritage, and where you come from.
Everything, yes, that's everything.
Okay, so what's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram is Phoebe DeKnight. Phoebe DeKnight.
That's easy enough to remember.
Very simple.
And boom, your follower list just went up 3,500 people in a second. Okay, so as to the experience and everything, what was the pageant and what was it like for you?
Honestly, it was really amazing too, because it was the first time I really got to do so many different things that have to do with modeling, and the photo shoots we did were they were so different from things that I've done in the past. Like, we got to shoot with elephants in the river, and we were promoting a product for one of our sponsors, and like, that was just a once in a lifetime experience, you know, to have a photo shoot with elephants. But overall, the pageant, it was just very focused on modeling and, you know, building up our portfolio, which I really appreciated. I thought that was great. And then just the overall experience that I had with my fellow contestants, the girls there, it was so hard to part ways with them because we all just got really close.
Now, the age range is a little bit wider than traditional pageants, right?
I actually was one of the older ones. In my first pageant, I was like the youngest, but this one I was like a lot older than some other girls there.
Well, you wore the crown. You won Miss Guam at age 17.
17, and then here, I was 21. And the other girls were like, some of them were 15, 16, so
you're Tanbiha already.
I felt very old.
You're telling all these other supermodels, oh, get off my lawn.
Yeah, it was fun.
Just kidding.
It was fun, though.
Okay, so Linda, from your perspective, and of course you see things, you know, at a macro level and everything like that, how did Phoebe carry herself? Obviously she came away with the victory, but how did she do, and what does this mean for younger women going forward if they want to continue in these footsteps and say, like, hey, I want to pursue this. You know, I think I can make a career for myself doing this.
Phoebe did really well. On top of that, the Supermodel International Asia Pacific, she garnered the Miss Congeniality. That's a reflection of our island beauties.
Well, that's a given. And Phoebe's the nicest person in the world.
That plus, well, everywhere Guam goes, you know, Guam's known for their hospitality, and I'm thankful for that. As well as Phoebe also brings, she has experience with, you know, the outfits that she wears was not a problem because it was kind of easy. She had her white outfit, her black outfit, and then she got her native costume, which I don't know if you saw that. That was the cocoa bird. That was really nice.
That was on Instagram. Yeah. Very nice job.
Ladies who bring where they know what they want says a lot about themselves, and that's what I liked about Phoebe, what she brought to the table.
Okay, can I ask you, Phoebe, as a professional model, and seeing as how this was a proper competition, because you said there was a lot of sisterhood, you made a lot of friends that you were going to have for the rest of your life, but you guys are all gunning for the same title. Yeah. What little tips and tricks did you learn that you can now take with you in your professional modeling career from like some of the other ladies?
Honestly, it's truly just about, of course, we're all there to do our best, right, and represent our home to the best of our abilities, but the main thing is you just always have to be confident in who you are, and no matter what you do, you know who you are. You're not trying to mimic anyone else. You can get maybe tips on like how to pose, things like that from other girls, but overall just stick to what you know and who you are and focus on developing your skill and not trying to be like anybody else. And that's just the whole thing. You can't ever lose yourself in the industry.
Okay, and then again, I guess I must ask this point. What was it like to do a photo shoot with an elephant?
It was really cool.
Were they really chill? Or,
well, they're very well trained as well.
They kind of just do their own thing.
Yeah, but it was cool because they trained them to hug you with their trunk. So it was really nice. It was amazing for me.
Was that kind of scary?
No, I love animals.
That's
she has a very sexy pose with one of the elephants in front. It garnered a lot of likes. So,
it was
cool.
I thought that was really fun. Yeah.
Okay, so where can we find pictures of this? And you know, like if people want to watch like video, can they watch the whole pageant? Can they stream it somewhere?
Yes, they can go to Supermodel International that's for the live feed. They can watch that. But pictures of Phoebe during the finals, they can go to Laddie Stone Entertainment or Supermodel International Guam.
Very nice. And of course, if you guys want to make really good comments about all of Phoebe's adventures, her travels, you know, the positive message that she promotes and she shares all the time and everything like that, make sure to hit her on Instagram once again at Phoebe DeKnight. So for people watching this right now, we'll close with this, Phoebe. You've always been someone, and this goes all the way back to your first pageant when we worked with you, and you said you want to make a difference in the lives of young people and of locals and everything. Yeah. What message do you want to pass on to them now? Because this isn't just all about you and everything like that. You want to help other people.
Yes, of course. Honestly, my main thing is from the experiences that I've had growing up is I dealt with a lot of things, you know, trying to make my confidence better in who I am. But the main thing is really just staying true to who you are and knowing that following your dreams is always worth it. It's always worth it to pursue your passion and put in that hard work, because no one's just going to give it to you. You have to work hard for it. But when your dreams become true, it's the most amazing feeling. And I'm going to always want to say to never give up on your dreams.
#inspired. All right, and if you guys are watching this right now, share this stream, share this post on Facebook, the YouTube. I can't even say anymore. Like you've been such a positive role model for so many of us, even old people like me.
Oh, God.
All right, so thanks for you. We greatly look forward to seeing what is in your next chapter and how all the other ways you're going to succeed and make Guam look good. So congratulations once again. Linda, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and we will be back with more positive stuff, inspired, after this. Stay tuned.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Green Energy Solutions, Inc. would like to congratulate GU Self-Storage along with Calvo Enterprises in doing their part by going green with a monthly power reduction by over 80%. Power consumption before installation was 39,700 kilowatt hours. After installation ended in 6,221 kilowatt hours, which resulted in savings over $10,000 a month. GESI also offers LED lights, solar thermal VRF air conditioning, and solar photovoltaics. Visit our website and let us help you save.
Okay, everybody, we are back on KUAM News Extra. I'm still Jason Salas, and thank you once again for streaming us or watching us. And we are talking about serving the community in various ways and getting fit. And could I have any two gentlemen on the KUAM couch who are more adept to talk about those very two topics? Major Tom Stanbaugh with the Salvation Army of Guam. Major, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. And you're way over there, JJ, but good to see you, my friend. It's been a while, but you know, someone who has made a name for himself and basically whose life's mission is to make sure that everybody over here is as healthy and as fit as we can be so that we can enjoy on this island. But you know, it's a perfect partnership between the two of you, because not only are you're running a business, you're running the gym over at Steel Athletics, you're helping people realize their fitness goals, but one thing that is actually very distinct about you is that you have always given back to the island community that you've made your home now for so many years.
Yeah, you know, with the glorified sparring event that we always hold quarterly, you know, it's just our goal. We want to get the fighters more experience, and we want to give back to the community in any way that we can. You know, whatever need and whatever cause, you know, we want to be there for it.
Now, Major Tom, I've never, in all the years I've been covering the Salvation Army and their good work here on Guam, how many 5Ks?
This is the first one.
This is the first one. I was going to say, I'm kind of racking my brain to see like how many 5Ks you guys have done. So congratulations on that. That's a great event.
Thank you. Yeah, it's our first attempt to try it. And we've been thinking of how we can implement a 5K with so many on island. And we had a good friendship with JJ here and throughout the holidays, and thought we would partner up with his gym and what he's able to do and what we do, the services side of it for the fundraising aspect. And so, yeah, we pitched the idea together, and now we're working on getting this race happening.
Okay, well, JJ, I got to ask about the route, because we hear 5K and everybody's like, okay, where's it going to be? You guys are like right in the middle of Tamuning. You could go a variety of different ways if you start at Steel.
Right.
What's the
so the whole goal behind this is kind of to open everybody's eyes as to what the Salvation Army actually does. So we're actually going to start in Tietzen at Salvation Army.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. You know, to be honest, throughout the years, I've seen the bells I think everybody has. You know, you go to Kmart, you see the bells, you go to the toy drives. But honestly, I had no idea where all the money went to until I went to the Salvation Army and I handed out toys to the families. And it was just so empowering. You know, me and Desiree, we went over there. She was dressed as Wonder Woman, and we were just so blown away by how much the community gives and how much the Salvation Army actually does. You know, I mean, that whole machine and just helping the whole island, you know, I feel like everybody at some point knows a family or has given a toy, and it's been the Salvation Army, you know, like every Christmas. I didn't realize that growing up, you know, what that all meant. But I mean, now it makes sense. Now I know why there's bell ringers, and they're playing a huge part in this community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so Major, so if they're are they starting at the thrift? No, not the thrift store, I'm sorry, but starting at TGen at the center, right?
Yeah, at the admin, our headquarters there.
Okay, so what exactly would the route, I'm trying to think of like for 5K, where would 3.1 miles be if they're starting there?
They mapped it out to start at our location and come around, and then it'll actually end back at the location.
Okay.
And some of them said there's a couple uphills, some downhills, and
when you pass by the gym where the basketball camp is,
right.
There's a pretty steep incline there. So even for experienced runners, this is going to be a good challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've ever had a 5K there. So you know, if no one has ever registered for a 5K, these are the two people. It's a great opportunity to get started with your very first one.
And it's a superhero theme. So since JJ came, he inspired us as the Superman theme. And so we thought we'll do a superhero theme. So the day of the race, you can dress up as your favorite superhero, or your kids can come as their favorite superhero and take part in this 5K run.
Okay, well, we literally have Superman here, and you always don that. Every time I see you walking, but you have touched the lives of so many children by doing that. And when we dress up like superheroes and everything, it's whatever hero you want to come as, right? There's not going to be some like campy DC versus Marvel versus Dark Horse.
No, absolutely
any superhero
not.
is a good superhero.
I mean, not only superheroes, but I mean, if the firefighters and the police could come out, because those are the real heroes. You know, you see you guys at the ITC intersection holding out the boots. You know, I mean, they're out there in the hot sun. They're passing around the boot to everybody. They don't have to do that, but they choose to do that. You know, same thing, just to help family and help the community. Those are the real heroes. So if somebody dresses up like a cop or a firefighter, I'm definitely give them the fist pound.
Is there any bigger hero in our island community than a police officer or a firefighter?
No, absolutely. They have some of the hardest jobs out there, and the work schedules, being away from the family, and risking their lives every day to keep us safe. I mean, there's no greater cause.
Okay, so we want to make sure that we can get as many Guamanians out to this event as possible. So, Major, where can we register?
Well, right now you can register at Still Athletics at our TGen headquarters. Run Guam right now also are able to, we also register there as well.
Very nice.
At this point.
And Hornet Sporting Goods.
And Hornet, okay. Yep. All over the place. No matter what corner of Guam you happen to be on and everything like that, you can make sure to come out and register for this race. Okay, is it a morning one, or are we doing like one of those clever afternoon things? Either one are good.
Yeah, it's a morning event right now. We start 5 in the morning, I think it begins.
Yep, so the festivities will begin at 5, of course, and then go time will be 6.
Standard?
Yep.
Go showtime 5, go time 6?
Yep.
Okay, very cool. Yep. Okay, and again, the route is challenging, the course is amazing and everything. How much is registration?
It's $10 a person. I know that there are some corporate rates also if some businesses want to get in on a package kind of deal.
Nice.
They can contact us in our TGen headquarters, but it's $10 and you get the registration, and we're looking forward to the event.
Okay,
and the T-shirts are awesome. The ones that come with the bib. I don't know if we haven't posted them up yet, but there's an actual Salvation Army emblem. So no matter what, everybody, even if you don't dress up like a superhero, when you put that shirt on, you got the Salvation Army, the biggest hero on island, you know, to rep around. And it's an awesome shirt. We ordered them from the States, and great quality. Really
cool.
Stoked to put that on.
Okay, and can I just, maybe I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much, but seeing as how this is an event that's partnered with Steel Athletics, will you be leading the calisthenics prior to the race starting?
Yeah.
Because that's an event in and of itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely going to throw on a Superman costume and get the warm-up started.
Okay, so we may have a few Supermen out there and everything like that, but we got the real Superman right here. So Clark Kent, as it were, and everything. Like, Major, thank you very much, gentlemen. We appreciate what you guys do for the island.
Thanks for having us.
All right, please stay tuned. We've got more after this.
Yellow is our sun. Blue is our ocean. Green are beautiful trees and flowers. is our land and our people.
This is our island.